Let's be honest, we all know what the endgame will be like in Hogwarts Legacy. That's right, it's going to be fashion. The game is filled with tons of very stylish armors and legendary gear, including a house-specific one that I think looks the best. Now, on my first day in Hogwarts, one of the earliest sets I've got my hands on was the authentic Historian uniform. A very stylish option compared to some of the starting gear actually. You get this from Arthur Plumley, who you'll find standing in the astronomy wing area. If you take up his mission, you're going to get this treasure map that shows the way and the solution to a quick secret puzzle inside of the castle. So the easiest way to get there is to turn back and take down the stairs 2 stories down, all the way until you reach this bigger hall area. And if you go to the left side, you'll see your first clue, which is going to be this rhino skeleton display. From this point on, take it down the stairs again adjacent to the recent display and exit the door in the Transfiguration courtyard until you reach this front of the water dragon fountain. From the fountain, just keep it to the left, enter the passageway and then take a sharp right until you reach the entrance of the North Hall. The only thing remaining is to climb up the stairs through the right until you reach this intermediate floor with the large winter painting. Simply cast Accio on the top lever and this will open up the treasure chest inside that will provide you the authentic Historian robe transmog that I believe looks really awesome. Now there is a second armor in a similar light mage theme that you can get also early on, but this time from the secret hall of Herodiana. To start it, you need to head over near the Charms class in the Astronomy wing and find Sophronia Franklin sitting in the corner of the launch area. She will tell you of a secret entrance that you once again find close to the previous display we just did for the previous puzzle. For this one, you'll have to use the pulso, which will open up Herodiana's trial. This is a 3-part puzzle that requires manipulating these bigger cubes using the pulso and Accio so that you can reach into the next area. The first one is pretty simple and it already gives you the cape transmog that looks like this. Then the second one, which will give you the attire set, and the final one that gives you the cap. Quick tip here, you can use the shiny orbs in the rooms to reset the cubes back into their position, which is also going to be the way to solve the final portion of this puzzle. But this is another awesome armor set with a similar light-colored theme, except that it will feature a cloak instead of a robe. In both of these cases, you can pull up the hood over your character's head, which makes it look pretty nice, I will admit. But on your many visits to your common rooms, you might have noticed this house treasure rewards that at first appears locked. And that's because you'll need 16 house tokens to place inside of it before you get its reward. So to get these tokens, you need to start the mission called the Daedalian Keys for Nelly, who you will find in the same astrology courtyard as before. She will ask you to find 16 of these strange flying keys that are scattered all around the castle. As you find them, they'll quickly run away to the drawers nearby, so you'll have to follow them quickly and then complete a quick minigame. By the way, quick tip, to solve these easily, you will have to slap them just as they are about to pass the lock so that you can force them inside and open the cabinet. You have to do this 16 times in total, and my best suggestion is to just start with each wing and then just try to go in all of the areas that you haven't unlocked the fast travel points just yet. In my case, I went with the process of elimination and that's how I managed to get all of the 16 ones very easily. But once you do that, you can go back to your room and just put the tokens inside, and this is going to give you your relic house uniform. In the case of the Slytherin, I think it looks by far the best with the awesome glowing serpent on the back and some really nice accents. Totally worth it for an evil kind of playthrough. And by the way, if you want to make this even more evil, you can combine it with a handcrafted necklace that you get at the end of the Tale of Roland Oakes mission. So this starts from the same astronomy courtyard a bit later from Adelaide Oakes. She'll tell you about her missing uncle's last whereabouts, which were at a nearby bandit camp. Once you clear that camp, you'll find this map that will point you towards west, down the small river stream nearby until you reach this larger castle area. There's going to be a lot of enemies here that you have to defeat, enter inside, and eventually rescue Roland, and he's going to give you that really awesome necklace that I believe fits very well with the previous Slytherin house armor. Now for a complete look, you can also go with the legendary Asylum mask that for me actually dropped from a certain ornate chest, but it should still drop from any enemy or chest, or at least have a chance to do so like most other legendaries. Regardless, I found mine during Richard Jackdaw's quest, which is the first to bring you to the Forbidden Forest. You'll find this strange swirl entrance that needs to be activated to reach that place where his body still remains. Once inside, around the start of the area, you'll open a quick puzzle door and then reach this tunnel area with a ton of spiders. Instead of going any further, just take this small gap to the right side, which is going to bring you onto a second larger area with the ornate chest inside of it. Once all enemies are defeated, you can grab it from inside, at least that was the case for me, and this completed the look, which I believe looks pretty awesome for a dark wizard kind of look, especially for the Slytherin. But there is one attire that you'll want to work towards, and this was by far the most time consuming I know of, but definitely worth it. So this is called the Treasure Seeker armor, and it sticks true to its name. You do get it through a treasure seeking secret set of missions. So you can easily miss its first piece during the first mission you do for Scrope, where you get to use a piece of toast he gives you to enter the secret giant squid room under the castle. This is the first time you actually also meet Richard Jackdaw we just talked about, but before you leave the area, just make sure you open this missable chest from the right side, as it gives you one treasure map. This is pretty easy actually to complete. It hints you towards a bridge which is going to be located right next to this Forbidden Forest travel point. Just make sure that it's nighttime when you're doing this, because you have to activate Lumos onto the other side of the bridge right next to this lone lamppost onto the right side. This is going to cause a bunch of flying candles to spawn up and then lead you towards the nearby Forbidden Forest. So follow them until you reach this destination with the treasure chest that's going to give you the treasure seeking scarf. It looks really awesome already, but there's 3 more pieces that we can find. The second map is found in the Poitiers coast from a bandit castle near the entrance to the zone, and specifically in this courtyard outside of this castle on the table inside of an opened tent. The area behind it is for Henrietta's hideaway that can be found further down south past this big lake near the very edge of this cliff with the big enemies inside of it. Now once inside, towards the entrance, you're going to notice a large hippogriff statue with several braziers around it, and what you want to do is to actually use Confringo to activate these exactly as they are pointed out in the map. Once you do that precisely, this opens up a secret door nearby with a chest inside that will provide you the treasure-seeking gloves. But make sure you also advance a bit further in the same level, clear all enemies, and specifically reach this final room, as this is going to give you access to the third map on this very table right here in the secret room. This is a much easier one to find, as it's practically right in the middle of the large landmass onto the right side of the area you've just been into, specifically by these castle ruins. You're going to find an archway with a bunch of bells on its north side, so this is where you will want to head over. Once you reach this, you will want to follow the musical notes from the map. So the order of the bells you're going to want to follow are these, starting with number 2, then number 5, number 7, 6, then 5 again, number 9, number 8, and then number 6. And once you're done, the tune will play, and this will reveal a secret chest onto your left side that gives you access to the treasure-seeking longcoat. Meanwhile, the final piece you actually get is a bit later from the cursed tomb treasure, which normally requires opening level 3 locks in the area before accessing that, but there's actually a way to completely skip all of that and just jump into the end that also contains the treasure map. So instead of trying to get into the catacombs under the big castle, you can just skip right to its exit by heading close to the cliff onto the left side of it until you see this structure with a statue in the center of it, which is going to let you get right inside to the end of that mission. Be careful that this will also put you in a boss fight, but if you defeat them, you can grab the last treasure map from this last piece of puzzle. So this is the final location, by the way. You can find it in the Tomb of Treachery at the start of the second zone of Hogwarts Legacy, right here from the huge waterfall waypoint. As the map points out, you will need to head over to the base of the waterfall, and specifically behind it you're going to find the tomb entrance. There's a bit to progress inside of it and opening up a couple of doors, but at the end of it you're going to find this puzzle grid onto the floor. Just make sure to use Flipendo exactly as the map points out to you, and you'll cause the treasure in the middle to lift up and give you the final piece, which is going to be the treasure seeker attire. And now your looks are going to be complete. This is a really awesome and unique set that I'm kind of loving a lot more once I got it. Not sure if there's any headgear pieces for it, so if you do know of those, totally let me know down below in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video at any point, a sub to the channel would be awesome, and also don't forget to press the bell button to get these videos early. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.